to do a little Sunday morning video. Um, y'all, I really hope a lot of people will stop being antisocial. You know, this is just some tea for y'all, okay? If you're into being antisocial, it's a trap, okay? It was all a setup over the last few years with be antisocial, with people saying it's better off for you. No, it's not, y'all. If you look in the scriptures, there's actually a scripture that says connect to the community, help the world, speak to people, speak to people that's not like you. Now, why would the Creator give us a scripture to say that and we're supposed to be antisocial? Nowhere in this world has any of the most brilliant, gifted people been antisocial. Geniuses aren't even antisocial. People that's on the borderline of becoming a genius, like I am in my writing life. I'm scratching the surface. I'm almost there. I'm not antisocial. I talk to other writers. I join other writing groups. I sign up for a writing group every day. Even if I feel like I'm the outsider in it, I still go and I make a little bit of an effort to socialize. I can't begin to tell you how boring and just empty my life would have been if I would have been antisocial. If I would have been quick to say, no, I can't because of this or that, all negative. When you're antisocial, the negatives get blown up. Like all your pain is exaggerated. All your bad memories and traumas, they become like sort of a body part of yours, and you can't distance yourself from them. It gets harder to distance yourself from the memories of your trauma. Becoming antisocial is dangerous to your mental health in so many ways. It is one of the main reasons why people are not creatively inspired. People think that they need to be gifted in it, in the creative arts. But what they don't know is that people who are showing that they're gifted, they're not antisocial. Hemingway was not antisocial. He might have liked his downtime in the evening hours when he was, thinking about everything he did that day, but he was not antisocial through his day. Neither was Charles Bukowski. If you read his poetry, he was pretty much fighting with people in the street, talking to people in bars, talking to different women and all kind of stuff. A part of living your life is going on an adventure. How can you go on an adventure if you're antisocial? I mean, did you really go on an adventure? If you go to the museum and you literally just don't talk to nobody the entire time, how can you actually say you went on an adventure? Hi everybody. I am realizing that is how people are ruining other people's lives. Some of y'all got friends who are antisocial, pulling you into the same energy, narcissistic partners who's pulling you into that energy, parents who are antisocial and paranoid, they're pulling you into that energy. Now we are coming up in a time in which we have to let people go who put our social energy in chains. We have to let them go. It's not just about people who take from us, rob us, cheat on us, or disrespect us. It's also the people that hold us back socially. You will find when you go out there and try to socialize after dealing with people who don't socialize, you will find that you have anxiety socializing. You have fear. You're even more critical of yourself. You're so worried about how perfect you are. You're worried about whether you're good enough to even be spoken to. That's the energy that antisocial people will pull you in. And eventually, when you become antisocial, you'll pull people into that energy. You may not know you're doing it, but other people will be like, every time I'm around you, I feel subconscious. I'm scared to talk. I'm scared to say whatever I want to say. I'm scared to be a free spirit because you're so antisocial. Hi, everybody. Oh, we got 46 people in here. Y'all, I finally found out. I finally got the I finally figured out the stuff for my hair, y'all. I had to have my daughter help me. I'm gonna keep on subject, but I want to talk about want to mention this real quick. For anybody that's 4C, if you got 4C here, this lotion right here, y'all. Okay, but you got to get the original one. This is the original one. Okay, this hair lotion right here. Perfect. And I got legit 4C. All right, y'all, look. Here's the thing about antisocial. It is a type of spell work that the people who aren't antisocial, who are rich and owning companies, they put that spell on you. How many times you tried to socialize at work and you was restrained in some way, whether energetically, socially, or the boss tried to control you socializing at work? The demonic energy knows that you can have breakthroughs through socializing. That you tell somebody you need help, they might help you. You'll exchange resources with people. That you'll exchange numbers. That you'll widen your fan club. So this is why when you work for rich people, they don't like you to socialize. Because the more you socialize, the odds of you becoming free, the odds of you taking back your power of your own energy starts to get stronger. So they don't want you socializing. Why do you think in the old days when the maids would socialize, they would socialize a little bit, but then when the slave master came around, they got quiet? It was an unspoken rule. When you socialize, you also end up meeting people who can help you get out your situations. You may never met them. You may never known if you didn't say hello. Another thing about being antisocial is that it leads you to instant gratification. Y'all, let's keep it real. When you be so antisocial, eventually you become lonely. And so you start to chase dopamine online. You start to be like, oh, I'm going to socialize online because you're trying to like fill up yourself with the dopamine that you didn't get because you weren't socializing offline. See, the internet has allowed people to hurry up and flood themselves with dopamine because they didn't get it offline. Soon as you become social offline, the internet will not be that glamorous to you. None of these platforms will be that glamorous to you. The moment you become more sociable offline. Whenever I get in cycles where I'm going to karaoke 3 days a week, I'm kicking it with friends or hanging out with people, even just walking the streets at night, singing with my crew, and going in different places and saying, oh, let's go in this restaurant, oh, let's look in this store. I forget I have the internet. I forget that there's a Facebook. I wasn't on Facebook like 4 years. I totally forgot I had a Facebook. I wasn't on YouTube for 2 years because I totally forgot. It wasn't like I was trying to do a detox. I just forgot. I was so much into socializing offline, and then here's another thing about when you're socializing offline. It's humbling. Okay? When you're not antisocial, when you're antisocial, it's not humbling. It's not. You sit there like a woe is me. I'm this and I expect that and I expect this and I expect that and I expect this. And it's a lot of I coming in your mind, like I and they did this and they this in the negative and me in the positive, and then when you think about their negative, then you start making yourself negative. It gets real trifling. when you become more sociable offline, you are forced into a humbleness where you're like, okay, I have to have discipline. I have to have personality discipline to me, at least some. I have to work on my character. I'm being tested right to my face because I'm socializing with people right in front of me. I have to I have to learn how to censor myself because I can't say some things to people who are strangers. When you're antisocial, you're really not that disciplined. You think you are, but it's all going on in your mind still. You think you are. When you're antisocial, you may actually take out everything that you want to say. You're taking it out on your kids, your family. You're saying it to them. They get to catch all that energy that was supposed to be for the streets. You know, this is whether it's good or bad. Okay, the things you become clingy still to people who live with you and family members and friends over the phone, and you start to have a lot of half-baked relationships. You think that you're having real relationships, right? Because you're talking on the phone. Yeah. You're like, I'm not antisocial, I'm talking on the phone. But technically you still are, because you could be distracting yourself while somebody's talking to you and you ain't giving them your full attention. But when you talk to somebody offline and you're being sociable offline, they can see whether you're giving them your full attention. There's no texting. You're talking to them up front. They can see your body language. You cannot hide. When you're more antisocial, you do become low-key a coward. You just don't know you are. You think it's brave. You think that you're just protecting my energy. But if we all think like that, then who's the bad guy that you're protecting your energy from? Who is the bad guy? Like, I'm noticing that a lot of people are like, I'm antisocial because I don't want to get involved. People are negative and I'm this and that. Okay, if so many people are thinking that way. I'm even seeing it on YouTube with all these videos. I don't talk. I'm introvert. I'm this and that. I'm antisocial. If everybody is thinking that way, in that energy, who are the people we're protecting ourselves from? Who are we? Who are we to say I'm not going to be sociable because everybody's personality and attitude out here is toxic? As if your attitude may not be toxic. All this pointing fingers, this I'm not sociable because of you, because of them. It's really ruining the world. So you talk to somebody and they might cross your emotional boundaries for a minute. Okay, so what? That don't mean you stop talking. You just talk to somebody else. Look, talking is shopping. Like, y'all, copyright. Don't use my quote without my permission. Talking is still a form of going to stores, y'all. That's still like shopping. Like talking body hopping. If you just say I'm not talking to nobody else out here because you was toxic. Okay, the people that was behind them, they probably wasn't toxic. They might not have been toxic. We keep forgetting that the creator is about balance. So if there's toxic people in the store, there's non-toxic people in there too. Suck it up and deal with you landed on somebody that was toxic. Just keep on moving, keep on talking. And you'll find that you'll have your life becomes abundant. Because look, what's going to happen? Now, I'm going to say why your life becomes abundant. We're going to get to that word. What's going to happen when you decide you want to meet the woman and man of your dreams, and so you start socializing? But you don't have no stories to tell. You have no stories to tell because you was sitting in the crib all through 2023 and 2025 or staying off antisocial. You have no stories to tell. What are you going to do? Have to go all the way back to your childhood? You're going to have to go. You see the problem? A part of the reason why people choose you is for your stories. When people choose you as partners, as friends, dates, lovers, booty calls, friends with benefits, friend zone people, it's also because you can entertain when you talk. Even friends with benefits, there's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, y'all entertaining, talking, and y'all getting busy. The point is you have to have stories to tell. If you don't have those stories to tell, that's why you're like, my life sucks. Sucks. I just do the same thing every day by myself. You're going to end up being a cranky, crabby old person. I know people who was in nursing homes, right, y'all? Or retirement homes. We call them retirement homes now. And they were like 90-year-old ladies, and they were very cranky and crabby, but they were the most antisocial ones. Like, nobody liked them because they was antisocial. You say hi, it was like, nah. You would invite them to some of the activities. No, I'm not going. They would push their walker down the hall, complaining about everything. It was super annoying. Like, this person thought that they was like doing the retirement home justice by being upset every day over every single thing and antisocial, when it was actually disturbing the peace of people who were social. That it got to a point where the people who were antisocial, who never came out their rooms, we would sit them in places in the room that was not near the people who were social. So they would sit by themselves and be cranky. You want to be antisocial so bad and be all in your cranky energy, then you can sit at the back of the row. To me, a lot of people want the front of the bus, but they don't know how to socialize in the front of the bus. They don't. Like, I remember growing up, right? There was people who would purposely not sit in the front of the bus if me and my friends sat in the front of the bus because they didn't like that we were socializing. And we were cracking jokes, laughing, having a good time, riding the bus home from Kennywood that night. 45-minute ride. We in the front of the bus. The people started complaining because they were so damn cranky and antisocial that eventually we had to start sitting in the back of the bus. So we had to oppress our social life to cater to these antisocial people on the bus. When really all they had to do was put their headphones on if they didn't want to hear us. And we weren't talking really loud. But it just amazes me because they're like, oh, I'm antisocial. I got off of work and I'm antisocial. I'm not trying to hear all this. But I'm like, you're on a bus. No one is going to stop socializing because of your day. And it got to be so annoying that we had to sit all the way to the back of the bus just so that antisocial people would not get triggered. Do y'all want to be known as a miserable person? Because when you do show up and socialize a little bit because you're obligated, like around holidays or special occasions, you may be in low vibration and don't know, compared to the high vibration of the social club. Everybody else is just ebbing and flowing. They talking, laughing, cracking jokes at each other, whatever. Because you're so antisocial, you have thin skin. Your skin is not that thick. So when you try to talk to people in social groups because you have to, like at holiday parties, you're irritated, you're triggered, you're sensitive. And then people say, well, I like her. I like Miss V, but she's too sensitive for me. She don't know how to just go with the flow. Do you want somebody thinking that about you? A part of the reason why people invest in you is because When they talk to you, they feel like they had a good time just talking to you. Some people don't got much money to do anything else but talk to people out in these streets. Okay? Some people don't have much money. So when they get to talk to you, when they get to talk to somebody that's exciting and vibrant and entertaining, they like, yeah, I had a good day. Even though I only got $10 in my pocket for a Netflix movie tonight. I had a good day. I talked to this beautiful lady who was funny, who could laugh at herself. That was nice. People don't realize how just good talk can save a life. But people think that they're saving their own life by being antisocial. When they are developing, they don't even realize they're developing personality disorders. Like I've seen this happen. I've seen my mom literally get a personality disorder from being so antisocial in her 60s. Constantly not talking to nobody, sitting in the house all the time, saying, I don't want to talk to anybody, I don't want to talk, I don't want to talk. And then when we would talk, she had like anxiety. She couldn't finish her sentences. She was stumbling over her words. She would feel like she couldn't talk unless I was with her while she was talking. It just got to be like she had a talking phobia. And there was nothing I could do about it because she was manifesting it through her antisocial life. And it got so bad that the only time that I actually saw her become sociable was when we both drank some Mucinex because we were sick. We went to bingo and we were sick. And somehow, I don't know how, we both had a reaction to the Mucinex and we got real drowsy. It got us high. Suddenly she was very sociable. And she was like a different person. Now, I'm saying this because some of y'all don't realize that y'all might start becoming codependent on things just to be sociable when you need to be. Do you want to actually have to smoke a whole L just to be sociable? Do you want to have to keep wine around and always pour a glass of wine just to be sociable? There is power in saying I can be sociable, stone cold sober. And I always think about that day when me and my mom was at bingo because I saw a side of her social side, that I didn't see since she was in her 40s. Now, keep in mind, sometimes being antisocial is triggered by losing, I call, a safety net person. Some people were only sociable because they had somebody with them who they felt protected them, so they felt like they could be all sociable out in the streets. When my father died, my mother became less sociable, which let me know that he was like sort of a social motivational energy for her. When she started hanging out with me more, she started becoming a little bit more sociable. But I noticed she would start drinking. She would start drinking more, and then she would be sociable. And then when she stopped drinking, she went right back to being not sociable. Now, people love to say, it's not in my nature to be sociable. I'm just not a natural sociable person. That's baloney. If you ever go to the kindergarten groups, all those kids are sociable. Even the ones that can't even speak perfect English, they're still going Google Gaga at 2 years old. They're sociable. My daughter couldn't even speak until like over 2 years old. But she was a very sociable child. She couldn't really speak because of what happened when she was born, and all of that. It affected her, gave her a delayed speech. But even still, she was going, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. And I would go, uh-huh. Because I'm sure the words was in her head. She just couldn't speak it. I don't know why people think that there's power, superhuman power, that you're antisocial. I'm introvert, antisocial. Me? Mm-mm. That's like, that's kind of almost, maybe you could possibly be low vibe. You could possibly be somebody that's not sociable because you know you got issues. You know, and you don't want nobody to say nothing about your issues. You want to talk any way you want to talk, and you don't want nobody to say nothing. That's what I think sometimes when I hear people say I'm just antisocial. I'm just an introvert. It's like, oh, you don't want nobody, you don't want to be criticized for your toxic talk traits that might come out your mouth. I know the people who are antisocial when they're grown. I remember they weren't when they were kids, when they were teenagers. And I'm thinking, it was like they wanted to be any way they wanted to be. Didn't care how they talk, how they acted to people. And so they felt like, oh, it's the world's fault that they got to be antisocial. It's nobody's fault that you're antisocial but your own. But your own. Even people that was trapped in basements as slaves, they were still finding a way to communicate. Where they're tapping on walls, where they're sneaking out at night to talk to somebody out in the woods, where they were holding plastic cups at the wall, styrofoam cups, to talk to each other, to the other slave. All this, I'm this way because of you, I don't talk because of you, it's really toxic, y'all. I don't care what you say, Ashley, what you say, woman. What somebody say? Somebody said, why you cuss? I didn't cuss. Everybody in here arguing? Okay, let's clean up the chat a bit since we don't have a moderator. Somebody said he was the confident. Okay, y'all talking in here. I'm going to let y'all talking. I'm going to keep on talking. So, hi, everybody. We got 76 people in here. Let me tell y'all. Do you know when you talk, you trigger downloads? Do you know that? We think that we have to sit quiet to get a download. There's been times I literally said stuff out loud and then went on YouTube and there was like further guidance on what I said out loud. There was times I said something out loud, then I had a dream and the dream gave me ideas about it. We can speak things into existence. You can speak somebody for you. Talking is that powerful. You can win somebody's heart through a conversation, and you don't got to be the finest person out here. You don't. Let me tell y'all. Okay. There was this guy I went to school with, right? Everybody said he was nerdy or whatever. And, no, none of the girls would really talk to him. But when he talked to me, he was so charming that he was just irresistible. Okay. He was just so, the talking, just the swag, the way he talked. And I started dating him and I went to his like graduation party dinner. He was half Vietnamese. And that's when the girls were like, why are you dating him? I said, he's not antisocial. I said, you guys are not giving him a chance. I was like, he's actually really charming. And then next thing I know, I told him, I said, you're sociable, but don't even care what anybody say because you're actually the stuff. I told him this. I said, so play your piano and socialize. I said, like you like to do. Watch what happens. Just ignore those women who want to judge you because you're not their race or whatever, trying to be toxic. Well, he was sort of socializing more because I told him, I said, you already got the swag. So I told him all you got to do is maybe fix yourself up, add some sex appeal to your clothes. And you can have, I told him, you can have any woman in this school. You got that much swag with your personality. Don't you know? He came to school the next day. He had a new haircut. It was sharp. He had his jacket open. He was all swagged out like the movie Grease, y'all. He was swagged. And he just started socializing with the women and stuff and was playing his piano and socializing and playing tunes for them. Don't you know, the whole senior class was like, damn, he fine. How come I ain't know this? Like the girls was like, that dude fine. They was just like all on him. And I don't think they saw the change in him physically. What it is that he didn't hold back his socialness. He was dumbing it down because he thought he wasn't good enough because he didn't look like the popular guys already. The way they looked, he didn't look that way. So he was like, oh, they don't want to talk to me and blah, blah, blah. And I said, once I started talking to him, I said, woo, child. But what I'm saying, y'all, is your personality and your charm is enough. There's people right now married to some of the finest people out here. And they might got bumps all over their face, craters all over the face, whatever. And they might even can take your man. I'm just keeping it real. But it's because they got good social skills. And that's the bottom line. I was on the phone yesterday with somebody, and they were like, they asked me why my ex-boyfriend could get so many women. Because my ex-boyfriend, he got like 100 women. He dated 100 women by the time he was 25 years old. He said, what did that guy got that I don't got, right? One of my karaoke friends. I said, his personality. He loves to talk. He's sociable and he's charming. He's like, what? He's like, that's all. I said, it's not like he's super. I said, he became super handsome because of his social skills. And he was like, so what? It's like that. I said, yeah. I said, some of the most average looking men, if you would consider them average. I told him, I said, you probably consider him average. But to women, nah, he was to cast me out because they like talking to him. Oh my goodness. I have karaoke friends. I have plenty of friends that I talk to, that I do karaoke with. And you don't know what's going on between me and my husband. I could be sitting up here with divorce papers in here. I could be sitting up here separated. You don't know my business. People on YouTube be trying to keep track of creators and thinking they know our life. You don't know my business. Because if I told you my story, you would be like, oh, I'm sorry. So shut up. Okay? You sound jealous. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Get you some damn karaoke friends. First of all, I have cousins who do karaoke and they're men. I'm not supposed to go to karaoke with my male cousins because they're men. Y'all. Woo, child. See, that person's antisocial. That person who put that comment is antisocial. I always know the antisocial people because they get online and they start dumping all their emotional toxicity. They come in the live videos over and over and over again because they're not having an emotional release when they're offline. They're not talking to nobody. They're not out here. They're not out there meeting people, having fun. They're not talking on the phone, having with people. They sitting around just with their drinks and their drugs, hanging out on these platforms, dumping their feelings all on YouTube, turning YouTube into a social trash can. Somebody said they don't fit into. Let me tell you, if you don't fit into any categories, that's the best thing for you. Your options is even more. Y'all, let me tell y'all. The moment I started letting the weird side of me, I started saying things that was on my mind. It was like kind of weird. And I was hanging out with weird people. I noticed opportunities started opening for me. I noticed that big successful people started talking to me. I noticed that people started remembering me. I noticed that I became popular. I'm like, how is that possible? But because I wasn't so worried about what people are going to say about different little things I might say in a moment. For example, I was with my karaoke friends one day, and some gay guy, and I don't have nothing wrong with the gay community. I'm not hating, but he crossed somebody's boundaries. This gay guy did, and he like jumped. He like photo bombed us. We was all taking pictures, and he like got in the picture like this. We didn't even know this guy, and he got real close to somebody who wasn't gay, and he was like trying to come on to the guy. And so we were talking about it afterwards. He was like, he was really inappropriate. I tried to move away, be nice, but he kept, I said, he was shoulder to shoulder with you. Right? So I guess when I said that and how I said it, it like made him laugh. And then we all just started laughing. But the point is, I just said what was on my mind. I knew that it wasn't like crossing the line with it, like insulting somebody, but it was what I saw. I make it my personal goal when I talk to people. I make it my personal goal to be a SHIT talker. Like, keep it raw. I'm a dry talker. I'm a dry, raw talker. And I like people who are. A lot of people don't like dry talkers. They say, you dry, you don't got no emotion, you don't care, you're insensitive. I say, I guess I'm not for you. But I enjoy being dry. Okay? It's a part of my personality. I like to be around people who can make fun of themselves. I can make fun of me. If you can't make fun of you and we can't make fun of each other, we're not probably going to work as friends. We're not going to work. But that's just the way I socialize. But I know I'm not for everybody, and I don't give a damn. I'm still not going to change. Yeah, but you know, my friend in the karaoke group I was in, he was trying to be kind. He was like, you know, okay, like that. Dude was like on him, and he like took over the whole picture on him. You would have thought they was a couple. And I was just like, what am I supposed to do? He looked over at me. I said, what I'm supposed to get in a fight with this gay dude? Like, I was like, so I didn't get in it. And then he said, he disrespected me. I said, well, I couldn't say nothing. I said, I'm an African American woman in a open gender bar that's half gay, half straight, has everybody in here. I'm an African American woman in a white neighborhood. If I get in that man's face, they gonna drag me out of here. I told him, I said, that's why I didn't say nothing. I wasn't trying to catch no case and then get my car towed. Because that's what they would have did. They would have dragged me out there, because Pennsylvania is very racist, y'all. They do not like black women here. They don't like you here if you black. Period. Pennsylvania, no. Okay. I said, no. I said, I know where I'm at. I said, I'm not having the police drag me out here and tow my car. No, we're not. So I had to I had to just like stay out of it and let him deal with that. Like, and then when my cousins came from the bar, they were like, I mean, the bathroom, they looked at me like, what's going on? And I was like, and they're like, and then my cousin was like, I thought he was straight. He was talking to somebody in the bathroom, a female in the bathroom. I was like, he is straight. I said, that guy disrespected him. Yo, it was. I've been violated several times by gay women. I've been violated, y'all. Well, that's a whole nother conversation. I don't know why people think that violation is only a straight person thing. Gay people be violating straight people too. And if we say something, what we gonna do? We're gonna be called homophobic. There's nothing we can do. You know, it's real messed up. I was in this one bar karaoke night with my cousins, a whole group of us. If y'all want to meet people, karaoke is a wonderful place to meet people. I love karaoke because people at karaoke, they really don't care about your race. They don't care about your size. They don't care how fat you are. They don't care if you're gay, straight, whatever, somewhere in between. They don't care. Everybody's just there to have a good time, have fun, and get some laughs in. So try karaoke. You ain't got to be able to sing. You might sing a couple words on the mic with your friend, cut up or whatever. We be cutting up. We known here in Pennsylvania at these karaoke bars, we be cutting up. Some of my friends, they be on the ground singing, they be taking it. It be funny, y'all. It be funny. They be changing the words, and then I change the words, and then we change the song, and then it be so funny. But anytime we go to karaoke, they be like, when people there, they already know. They start looking, they be like, oh, we're gonna get some laughs in the night. The people that sit at the bar, they be like, we're gonna be laughing tonight because they here tonight. It be so the the karaoke DJ be like, here we go again. We make the whole place get out of control. We make the whole bar get out of control. And then the DJ be like trying to get control of the bar. It'd be so funny. It'd be so funny. Yeah. But yeah, I was violated by a couple of gay girls, y'all. We'll talk. I was at this one karaoke bar and I was standing there with my cousin, and my cousin was like, I think that girl's gay. She keeps staring at you. So I was like, I'm just turn to you and keep talking. So I kept talking to my cousin, and the girl, y'all, it was such a I can't talk, y'all. It's such a violation. But she came over and she acted like she was walking by me. She said, excuse me. And she went real quick, y'all, in my mouth. And now people think that when somebody does that, you immediately go and fight. Sometimes you're in shock. So I was like, what the F just happened? Yo, I was in shock. And I was like, who the hell do you think you are? I couldn't even talk to the woman. I was just so disrespected. And she was like, you just have such beautiful lips and you so beautiful. I just had to. I said, don't you ever in your life ever do that again if you see me in here. You understand? Like, I was like so mad that I couldn't even enjoy myself. I just stood there like just mad all night long. And my friend and my cousin was like, that's messed up. And then my cousin went to walk on the other side of the bar. And now I looked like I could see it from the corner. Okay, I was like, I hope my eyes didn't see what I saw. I saw one of the women rub her butt. She has a big butt. And she was like, who the hell just rubbed my damn butt over here? She was like, kick your damn hands. And I saw the girl go like that. So I guess that's what she was doing. Y'all was real disrespectful. We never went back to that bar. We went to another bar in downtown Pittsburgh, and some gay guy grabbed my afro from behind. He grabbed it, y'all. He straight grabbed it. And I was like, who got their hands in my hair? I turned around and he was like, I ain't seen no afro like that in years. That's when I had a real big afro, when it was real big. He was like, girl, that afro bad. I just had to see. I couldn't believe it was real. I was like, don't touch me. I was so disgusted. I said, I'm out of here. I told my cousin, that's our cue to leave. So it happens both ways, y'all. But yeah, just think if, I think my family coming down. You need to come downstairs. Just think if I was so antisocial, I wouldn't have these stories to tell y'all. I wouldn't have stories to tell y'all about how I got thrown out of several bars and it wasn't even my fault. One of my friends got us thrown out of bars, like arguing with the bouncers and the bartenders. We all got thrown out like 4 bars, y'all. Me and my friends. Y'all, I got some stories for y'all, but I don't regret doing the things I did. I don't. That's another thing. Some of y'all don't want to be social because y'all scared. Y'all will get sucked into stuff and y'all got regrets. You're like, I don't want to end up doing that again. Look, it's your life, okay? Just monitor how much negative karma is piling up. Just make sure if you're going to do some dirt out here that the creator say it's not dirty, because what you're doing is accepted because what has been done to you. Just make sure that you're not falling into judgment, spiritual judgment. But stop having regrets for your choices in life. So you talked to some people, you hung out with some people, you decided to see other people because somebody else saw other people. Stop apologizing for that. Let me tell y'all, I don't apologize for seeing other people when somebody saw somebody else on me. I don't. Because the moment somebody go entertaining, if a man is with me and he goes entertaining other women and cheating and all that, the relationship is already over. He ended it. That's ended. So at that point, there is no me and him. I always wonder why people always think that the relationship is still going on when they've been cheated on. No, it's closed. Even the holy angels, if you're divine, they will close that relationship. They will straight close it, and they will leave it up to you to go back to that person to forgive them. But they will close your heart chakra off of that person. You may not feel it right away because it'll be a slow process, or it might be immediately. But your heart chakra, that cord, done. If you still sense it, it's trash. And the cord is like ashes. So you might as well be like, okay, well, the relationship is open now. You might as well be like, oh, well, okay, you opened it. But in this world now, everybody think they could talk to who they want to and socialize and entertain who they want to, but you can't. I have family members who think they can entertain low vibrational people and all of that, but I can't entertain anybody low vibrational. I can't be friends with anyone who might be lower vibe than me. They'll say, oh, they're beneath you. Why are you talking to them? Meanwhile, they're hanging out with addicts and drug addicts and alcoholics. Y'all socialize if you want to, and keep your stories to yourself. That's how I do it. Because I already know that half the people in my life, they socializing. They love to say they're antisocial. No, they're antisocial with me because they know they haven't made right. And they scared that I'm going to be like, are you sorry? Are you making right now? They're scared I'm going to call them out on that. So they want to be like, oh, I don't talk to you no more, Miss V. Yeah, because you don't want to face what you did to me. But I know you're talking to somebody out here. I know you're talking to somebody. Oh, y'all, I didn't realize we got this many people in here. Thank you for the donation. Somebody just sent something to Cash App. If you'd like to send a donation, you can send it to my Cash App at # Coach V Hunter. I did get a download today, y'all, that don't be so quick to run back to the 9 to 5, y'all, full time. I got some downloads about the 9 to 5 job today that disgust me. Okay, it disgusts me. And the 9 to 5 job will ruin your social life, ruin it for you. You try to socialize at work, all kind of toxicity goes on, and then when you get off of work, you're like, I don't even want to talk to nobody. It has a way of ruining how you connect to society. The 9 to 5 job. So don't be so don't ever find a 9 to 5 job glamorous, because it ruins your ability to be open to society, and then you block your own abundance. So even if you did start your side hustle outside of your 9 to 5 job, you're reluctant to be very public, because the 9 to 5 job has created social anxiety for you. It's giving you social anxiety. So if you do work a 9 to 5 job, at this point, y'all, I would say, if you're going to spend money from your 9 to 5 job, and you know you have to be there 40, 60 hours a week, spend that money to actually have a social life. Say, I have to have a social life, because the more I don't, and I just go to this 9 to 5 job, the more I hate society. The more I won't have a social life. So what I used to do when I worked a very toxic social job, when I worked in activities in a retirement home, it was extremely toxic when it came to social things there. It was so toxic that my manager literally would sit in her room with the door shut to protect her energy from all the social toxicity. And she would say, how can you stand it? She would say, how can you stand it? I would look at her like, because I have a plan. I wanted to tell her so bad, I have a plan every week. What I would do is Thursday and Fridays, I would just get away from anything that was related to that job. I would go and just be social. I would just go into a bar, nightclub, just to go in there and socialize and dance and meet people. And that's how I was able to remain sociable regardless of that toxic social job. So if you work in customer service, you may think, when I get home, I don't want to socialize. I don't want to socialize with nobody. That's actually bad for you. Find someone who you enjoy talking to and talk to them. That way your job don't win. One of the things that the 9 to 5 job wants to win is your desire to be in society. It wants to close you off. It wants to isolate you, so you can feel helpless. You don't build a support team. You have no choice but to depend on it. So when you're socializing with people, you're still in the process of building a support team. That's not your fake support team of your 9 to 5 job. Your 9 to 5 job is a fake support team. It's fake. You need a real one. And there are people who don't work with you, and there are people usually who don't live with you, and there are people normally who haven't grown up with you. Those are normally your real support team people. But you can't meet them if you have to socialize to meet them. You have to. You didn't have to socialize to meet your family. Your mother birthed you and they were there. You did not have to socialize to win family members over, to have a special. You didn't. It was like, oh, they just started talking to you, like they just automatically knew you had to talk to them. So don't look at your family as like your birth family, like I'm socializing. That technically still don't count. You already know You've been knowing who they've been since you was a little kid. You already know how they're going to show up. You already know how they're going to respond to your social skills. It's kind of not, it's not a real practice for you. You don't really get to practice your social skills, and you know half of them want to control your social skills. So don't use your family as evidence of you being social. Somebody said depression keeps me from interacting with people mostly. Well, how does it keep you from interacting? You're talking in here. So maybe it's not depression. Maybe it's insecurity. Maybe you're insecure. Maybe you need to love yourself a lot more. And then go talk to people. Get your hair done. Get yourself together. Look nice. Empower yourself. Exercise. Get your confidence together. Then go out there and talk. You know, I find that people who are depressed are people who have a history of not taking care of themselves. Like they like the others say that depression caused it. But if you look back before depression, there was already signs that they weren't taking care of themselves. They was putting other people first before themselves. When you start to put yourself first and you start to fix the damage that you've done to yourself, you start to become more comfortable with socializing. Like my depression, it's not there when I'm socializing because it's already partially put to bed when I level up myself before I socialize. Okay? So sometimes it's like one or two things about you that you're not loving enough that's contributing to the growth and the consistency of the depression, which is causing you to be consistently antisocial. But the irony of it is it all leads to self-love. See? It all starts there. So if you start to, I always say, if you have problems with socializing, get on the road to be more conceited. Conceited people are kind of like, I take care of myself. Ooh, I take care of myself. But I noticed that conceited people are actually very sociable people. I've met some really conceited women, and they have no problems with socializing. But if you look at them, you can tell they put in some serious work on their skin, their hair. They're putting in work. Somebody said he's depressed, so he's always depressed. You're going to stay depressed if you breadcrumb yourself self-love. There's no way that depression could stay real strong when you know you are giving yourself self-love before expecting other people. If you're depressed, every time I hear people depressed, they always mention somebody. My mama hurt me, my daddy hurt me, this hurt me, blah hurt me, blah hurt me. Sometimes that could be excuses of you trying to justify you neglectful with yourself. like you're just being lazy with your self-care and you're using your trauma. Just be careful because vulnerable narcissists will do that. They will use their trauma to justify not taking care of themselves and not taking care of the people that love them. To just waste away their life and expect everything to come to them. I bet you when somebody say when someone say they're antisocial and they're depressed, I bet you if somebody walked up to you and say, "Hi, I would like to talk to you. You seem like a nice person." You would start talking. You would start talking. Even though you're depressed, you would start talking. What that says is that maybe your depression is also connected to entitlement. Maybe you're thinking that you're entitled to absolute happy life where it's flawless and everything goes your way, cupcakes and rainbows. Because, you know, that's how I see it. When I stop expecting everything to be perfect and go my way, and everybody to treat me the way I want them to treat me and come at me and the way I want them, when I stop expecting that, I was able to be more free with myself. Start having compassion for the world. Like, I find that depression and that fear of socializing goes down when you have more compassion for other people, even people who you don't know well and you see suffering. Just have some compassion. That will help you get through. Compassion has wonderful chemical benefits. You're not hearing nothing I'm saying. You're not hearing that. Now you see? See what I'm saying? Just want to talk about your pain. Try talking about other stuff. See what energy that pulls you into. Try talking about positive stuff. See how that switches you. What you feed will keep growing. You say you're depressed, you don't want to be depressed, stop talking about it. Stop thinking about it. Stop focusing on it. Do other stuff. Focus on other stuff. Talk about good things with people. Write down a list of some wonderful, good things, happy things you can talk to with people. Carry that list around and use it. A lot of people ain't going to use it because a lot of people know it's easier to win people's attention and compassion if they talk about their pain. If you really don't want to be in pain anymore, why don't you get yourself into a positive mindset? Why don't you speak positive things? Why don't you have a positive affirmation list? That since you know you're struggling with that depression, it's winning. Okay, you really don't want to lose, right? You want to win against depression. You want to win against your battles. Where is your plan? You don't have a plan. You know that complaining is comfortable for you. You know you're getting some benefits out of it, or you let it go. We don't claim the things that we don't get no benefit. When we don't get no benefits from something, we will let it go. The human beings, we are beneficial people. We like to make sure that we're getting something out of whatever thing we do, whether it's talking, surfing on YouTube, okay? But if your favorite way is like, whenever I talk to people it's about my depression, that's your favorite way, you need to question your integrity. You need to question your character. You need to question that. And this is not me being if I say that, I can't even say this because somebody will say, you're being insensitive. I am not obligated to cater to no one's complaints or emotional expression of sadness and grief. Because I don't want to receive it. I don't want to be in their energy. I don't want to match it. I want to keep mine to a positive mindset. So I'm not going to validate anyone's random emotional sadness out of nowhere. That wasn't the topic of this video. The topic of this video was socializing. Now you're socializing in here. And you picked what you were going to say. I'm sure you expected a certain response from me. Otherwise, you would not have picked what you said. I'm a very intelligent woman. So pick something else. Pick something positive to say. Most people, they will return to talk to you. They will want to return to talk to you when you are in a more positive mindset. If you don't have no friends, how low vibration are you when you're talking? Are you always dwelling on the negatives and sad things? That's why you don't have no friends. People will never tell you to your face, I don't want to talk to you because every time I talk to you, you're complaining about something. You said, woe is me every time we talk. Most people are never going to tell you that. They're just going to stop talking to you. So if you're saying, if you're like, I want to socialize with people, but it seems like people be fake, don't talk to me, they ghost me, or it's like almost like they're not interested. Are you interesting? Or are you just a crybaby? I have to start having some videos sometime this raw. Okay, y'all? All right, y'all got to get ready to go. Thanks for hanging in here, y'all. It's 10:56 on the clock. I do got to say, y'all, if there's a creative talent that you have today, please don't waste it. Today is a very important creative day. Look for the synchronicities when it comes to your creative talents. Bye, everybody. Have a good one. If you'd like to send a donation, you can send it to my Cash App at @ Coach B Hunter. Thank you for the donations. Bye.